And the recording will be made available. Normally I'd get it posted the day after, but my wife and I are going out of town to the mountains for the weekend, and I won't be around tomorrow, so it'll probably be Tuesday or so before the recording gets posted. But I'll send out an email and for y'all. So sorry, Brian. Go ahead.
Okay. So before we get started, if you haven't done so already, please create a free ChatGPT account at chat.openai.com. At the end of my presentation, we'll do a live demo of ChatGPT, and you'll need to be logged in if you want to sing along with us while we do demo the tool. Okay? So hello, everyone. Welcome, and thanks for joining us today. My name is Brian Griffin, and I'm the co-leader of Elementor Eastern US, and I'm thrilled to be presenting today, Revolutionizing Web Design, the Role of AI in Creating Better Websites. So let me first share my screen so you can see my slide deck.
Hey, Brian, can you put that chat URL in the chat in the chat? Sorry.
I definitely can. Let me, why do I not see my share screen?
Say it again, Brian.
I'm not able to share screens. I don't know. Let me see now. You guys see my screen now?
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Come on. There we go. Carrie, can you please put chat.openai in the chat? I am looking at my slides, so I don't have access to Zoom or anything. Oh, yes, I do.
Chat.openai.
Yeah, I found it. Chat.openai.com. I'm sorry I didn't put turn it into a URL, but yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, if you haven't already done so, please take the time and go on and sign up for that. So when we do the live demo, that you'll be able to sing along with us. Again, like I said, I'm Brian Griffin. Today we have a lot of exciting information to dive into. So if I do go too fast, please feel free to stop me and let me know. AI has seen some incredible advances in just the past 2 weeks. So I'll do my best to cover it all. If there is enough interest, we can absolutely explore some of these topics further in a follow-up meeting later on. To kick things off, let's take a quick trip down memory lane. And AI has been a hot topic for over 70 years, with the initial goal of its early creators of being able to develop machines that could perform tasks that normally would require human intelligence. Tasks like speech and image recognition, language translation, decision-making, and playing games. Though progress was slow at first, machine learning in the 1990s really kickstarted AI's rapid growth. And today, AI influences almost every aspect of our lives. Why is it not changing? Why is it not changing? Why is it not? There we go. Whoa. There we go. Okay.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So AI is all around us, like your new best friends, Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistant. These virtual assistants use AI to understand natural language, and they lend a hand in tasks like setting reminders, playing music, or answering questions. Even our smart devices like thermostats and smart bulbs, they all use AI to learn from user behavior and adjust settings accordingly. AI is a game changer in healthcare by improving diagnostics, personalizing treatment plans, and also predicting patient outcomes. Machine learning algorithms can even analyze medical images to detect diseases such as cancer much earlier. In the big business of transportation, self-driving cars like Teslas use AI to process information from sensors, cameras, and maps to navigate and avoid obstacles while making real-time decisions. In the service industry, AI-powered chatbots are becoming increasingly popular. They can handle multiple customer inquiries simultaneously, provide accurate and personalized responses, and ultimately enhance customer experience while reducing response times. In the world of entertainment, AI algorithms are responsible for recommending content such as movies, music, and articles, all based on preferences and behavior of the user. And even in finance, AI is essential for fraud detection, credit scoring, and algorithmic trading. Machine learning models can identify unusual patterns in data and transactions to detect potential fraud or predict the likelihood of a customer defaulting on a loan. Thanks to AI, websites can now deliver a personalized experience for each visitor by analyzing user behaviors and preferences. Just look at e-commerce giants like Amazon and Netflix, which use AI algorithms to recommend products or content tailored to users' browsing. This creates a much more engaging and relevant experience for everyone. AI is also here to lend a helping hand in generating various types of content. With cutting-edge tools like OpenAI's ChatGPT, which creates human-like text for blog posts, product descriptions, or social media updates, makes it a breeze, saving time and effort for content creators. AI-powered tools like Rank Math make the web design process a whole lot easier. This smart WordPress SEO plugin uses AI algorithms to analyze website data and determine the best keyword usage, content structure, and meta tags for top-notch SEO performance. Its advanced SEO analysis feature scans web pages, pinpointing areas that need improvement, like keyword usage, content quality, readability, and even more. Rank Math then offers valuable suggestions for optimizing this website content, leading to better search rankings and visibility. AI is definitely the perfect assistant for gathering and analyzing user feedback to optimize websites. Platforms like Google's Optimize uses AI to identify areas for improvement and test different design variations, helping website owners fine-tune their sites for better performance and user experience. AI also plays a crucial role in enhancing website accessibility by automating generating alternative text for images and providing captions for videos. Microsoft's Seeing AI app is a fantastic example of this. It uses AI to describe visual elements on a web page for visual impaired users, making websites more inclusive and accessible for everyone. So you might ask yourself, what is AI? Well, AI, or artificial intelligence, at its core is all about creating computer systems that can tackle tasks that normally require human intelligence. It's that simple. These tasks include problem solving, learning, understanding, natural language, recognizing patterns, and making decisions. AI systems are built using algorithms, which most of us know are sets of instruction that teaches computers how to process information and learn from data. There are different approaches to AI, but machine learning is a popular one, where the system learns by finding patterns in data and gets better over time. Deep learning, a branch of machine learning, uses artificial neural networks inspired by human brain itself to process and analyze large amounts of data. Now, the key concepts and terms to understand when it comes to the foundations of AI are machine learning, the green circle, deep learning, which is a subset of machine learning, and natural language processing. Machine learning is a type of AI that develops algorithms to help computers learn from data and improve over time. With machine learning, computers analyze data to spot patterns, make predictions, or make decisions without being explicitly programmed. The more data the machine learning model encounters, the better it becomes at identifying patterns and making accurate predictions. A good example of machine learning would be email spam filter. The machine learning algorithms entrained on a data set of emails labeled as spam or not spam. It learns to identify the characteristics of patterns of spam emails, such as specific words or phrases, the formatting, or the sender's information. As it's exposed to more emails and user feedback, it gets better and better at detecting spam. Deep learning is a form of machine learning that uses artificial neural networks inspired by the human brain to process and learn from large amounts of data. These networks have multiple layers of interconnected nodes or neurons, which can automatically extract complex features from raw data. Deep learning models excel at tasks involving large unstructured data sets, like images, audio, text, or text data. Facebook's facial recognition technology is a great example of deep learning in action. Facebook uses deep learning models such as convolutional neural networks to automatically detect and identify faces in uploaded photos. By analyzing millions of tagged images, the model learns to recognize unique features and patterns for individual faces. It can then accurately identify and tag people in new unseen photos. Natural language processing, or NLP, is an AI branch that focuses on helping computers understand, interpret, and generate human language. NLP involves tasks like sentiment analysis, machine translation, text summarization, and question answering systems. With NLP techniques, computers can process and analyze large volumes of text or speech data, allowing them to perform tasks that typically require human language understanding. NLP shines in virtual assistant technology, and perfect examples are devices like Amazon's Echo with Alexa or Apple's iPhone with Siri. These virtual assistants use NLP to understand voice commands, interpret the meaning behind the words, and provide relevant responses or actions. For example, when a user asks for the weather forecast, the NLP algorithm processes the speech, recognizes the intent, retrieves the information, and generates a human-like spoken response. This technology has significantly improved human-computer interaction, making it more intuitive and user-friendly. Hey Siri, what's the weather going to be like today? Guess you don't want to work. Hey Siri, what's the weather like today? Siri doesn't want to work. Okay, so in the next section, I'll now discuss the role of AI in web design, and I'll explain how AI can be used to create better websites, including improving usability, personalizing content, and optimizing design. You may not know it, but as web creators and marketers, you're most likely already using AI-powered analytics tools to boost usability and that help you understand user behaviors and preferences. Then, based off that data, you'll make data-driven decisions to enhance the website's usability. Platforms like Google Analytics and Hotjar both use AI to analyze user interactions, spot problem areas, and suggest improvements for a better user experience. AI can analyze user data to personalize website content according to individual preferences and browsing history. For example, e-commerce websites like Amazon use AI algorithms to recommend products based on users' browsing and purchasing history, making the shopping experience more engaging and personalized. Content platforms like Netflix also use AI to suggest movies, TV shows tailored to a user's viewer habits. With ChatGPT, an AI-powered language model, you can generate personalized content for users based on their interests and past interactions. This allows for dynamic creation of blog posts, product descriptions, or other content that resonates with users, leading to a more enjoyable browsing experience. The personalized approach not only boosts user satisfaction, but it also improves user retention and conversion rates. AI is a game changer, when it comes to streamlining and optimizing the web design process. It automates tasks and generates design based on user preferences and best practices. For example, ChatGPT can draft website copy, craft effective headlines, and suggest relevant keywords for SEO. By using ChatGPT, web designers and content creators save time and effort while ensuring the website content is engaging, well-structured, and SEO friendly. Plus, AI-driven design tools can support designers in creating visually appealing and user-friendly websites by offering layout suggestions, color scheme recommendations, and even more, ultimately elevating the design and user experience. Now, in this next section, excuse me, I'll discuss the potential applications of AI in web design. I will also explain how AI can be used to improve accessibility for users with disabilities. And I will also discuss some potential future applications of AI in web design. I want to first point out a few ways AI can be used to improve accessibility. One, AI can enhance a website's search functionality, making it effortlessly accessible for users with disabilities to locate the content they require without dealing with intricate menus or site structures. AI can also help create more advanced and accessible chatbots or voice assistants, which can assist users with disabilities in interacting with websites more effectively by answering questions and providing guidance. AI can empower websites to offer personalized experiences for users with disabilities by adapting the entire layout, font size, color contrast, and other elements to meet individual needs and preferences of the user. AI can automatically organize and tag content like image or videos with sustainable descriptions and alternative text, making it more accessible for users with visual impairments who rely on screen readers. So, what are some of the future applications of AI in web design? Well, AI technology holds the potential to design and build websites independently. Yes, independently. For example, 10Web uses AI in its AI build feature, allowing users to recreate or convert existing websites into WordPress sites with AI's help. The AI copies the layout, design elements, and the content provided website, and users can then customize their new site with the 10Web editor, which is based on Elementor. So in the future, AI can provide websites that use adaptive intelligence to deliver personalized user experiences instead of a one-size-fits-all approach. This development might even surpass human cognition in creating more tailored website experiences for users. AI is already transforming web design and development, with revenue generated from AI expected to reach $126 billion in 2025. As AI continues to progress, it will likely play an even more substantial role in the web design and marketing industry, automating various tasks, enhancing user experience, and helping businesses create more effective online presence. So in this final section, I will discuss some of the challenges and limitations of using AI in web design. I will also provide some examples of ethical concerns related to AI in web design as well. While some companies and sectors may be slower to adopt AI due to various barriers, such as developing a clear AI strategy, finding talent with the right skill sets, overcoming functional silos, and securing leadership commitment, overcoming these obstacles will pave the way for a more AI-driven future in web design. To make the most of AI in web design, developers should embrace its limitations and create innovative designs that harness the best features of AI technology. AI technology can spark meaningful ethical discussions, including privacy, security, and fairness. Developers should address these considerations when implementing AI in web design to ensure that the technology is being used responsibly and ethically. As AI holds the potential to revolutionize web design, it's crucial to tackle these challenges and limitations to effectively and responsibly integrate this technology into website creation and management, ultimately leading to better user experiences and more dynamic websites. So in the final part of my presentation, we'll demo the two most popular AI tools, ChatGPT and Midjourney. OpenAI's ChatGPT is an amazing language model based on the GPT 3.5 or GPT-4 architecture. Designed to process and respond to natural language input, it enables conversations with humans in a way that just feels like chatting with an old friend. Powered by deep learning algorithms, ChatGPT can understand and generate human-like responses, making it capable of answering a wide variety of questions on numerous topics. It learns from a vast treasure trove of text data from the internet, including books, articles, and other sources. But its knowledge base is only up to date until September 2021. Any information or events beyond that date may not be included in ChatGPT's responses. Even with this limitation, ChatGPT is incredibly versatile and can be used for diverse tasks like answering questions, generating text, and completing tasks. As it continues to be trained on more data and its algorithms are refined, its capabilities and accuracy just keeps getting better. Now, Midjourney is a fantastic AI tool that lets users generate dreamy images and landscapes with just a few words. As one of many AI image generators available, Midjourney offers a unique goth and artistic flair to image requests. It has become a favorite among artists, writers, and designers seeking inspiration and one-of-a-kind visuals. Now, prompt engineering may be the single most important aspect when it comes to using AI tools, and it involves crafting specific text or questions to elicit desired responses from AI language models. It's a technique that helps improve the accuracy and relevance of AI-generated responses. Through prompt engineering, developers train AI models to recognize and respond aptly to particular inputs. To get the most out of an AI tool, this is a skill you'll likely want to master. So you're probably wondering, hey, Brian, how do we master prompt engineering? Since so many applications such as chatbots, language translations, text summarization, and content generation all benefit from prompt engineering. Well, to excel in this skill, you'll need to get your feet wet and play around with the various tools and learn how each tool and model is trained. You'll need to have a deep understanding of how an AI language model works and how to analyze and enhance their performance using real-world data and using user feedback to get the most out of prompt engineering. Just remember, AI models are software, programs, or algorithms that employ machine learning techniques to learn from data sets and perform tasks autonomously. These models are fed with specific data, enabling them to recognize patterns and make decisions or predictions. AI models rely on decision-making algorithms to learn from trained data and apply this learning to achieve your predefined goals. AI models are utilized in a range of applications such as image and speech recognition, natural language processing, recommendation systems, as well as predictive analytics. One approach to training AI models involves using generative models that learn from extensive databases in a domain, like images, sentences, or sounds, to generate the similar data. Okay, so now for the fun part. Let's dive right in and live demo both tools, ChatGPT and Midjourney. But before we get started, let me ask, does anyone have any prompts that they want to try out that they were curious about? Nope. Okay, great. No problem. I have some prompts. And let me just share my screen. Let me make sure everybody can still see my screen. Can you guys see my chat GPT?
Not yet.
Okay. I think I need to stop the other one and start it again. So just bear with me for a second. Let me share screen. What about now? Can you see my chat
Yep.
GPT?
Yep.
Okay, great. Okay, so some of the things I want to touch on are first some of the limitations. I'll be able to show you some of the amazing things it can do first, but I want to show you first the limitations so you'll have a grasp of some of the things it can't do or some of the things you need to help it or massage the correct answer out of. Like I mentioned previously, prompt engineering is absolutely critical to be able to get the result you want. Like I like to explain it to people that AI tools can give you whatever you want it, whatever result you want. You just have to know how to get it out of it. So if you don't ask the right questions, it's not going to provide you the right information. If you don't know how to use follow-up prompts to continue to coax the right information out of it, you won't have it. So let me show you, outside of the data being old from September 21st, it also has a problem with its ChatGPT specifically is going to provide you an answer regardless if it's right or wrong. You have to know how to determine if the information is right or if you need to ask follow-up questions to it. There was an example that went around Twitter where someone had asked it this question, and I'll show you 3 different ways I asked the question, and it wasn't until the second and third that it gave the answer. Now, the prompt is a question. It's in the form of a question. It's in a room. Can you guys see my prompt?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, good. In a room, there are 100 murderers. You kill one of them. How many murderers are left? ChatGPT responds with, if you have killed one of the murderers, there will still be 99 murderers left in the room. So the answer is 99. Well, that's incorrect, because just because a murderer is dead doesn't mean he's still not a murderer. The answer should be 100. So
Actually,
it could be
I'm
101 because
101.
you're a murderer too.
Yeah,
it
you're a
could be.
murderer too, so it's 101.
And it's funny you said that. Me and my buddy had that debate this afternoon where I was like, the answer could be 101 or 100, just depending on, you know, do you consider a dead murderer still a murderer? Well, they are. They're just a dead murderer. So
But it's
when
still in the room.
exactly, because they're still in the room. So when I ask it again, same prompt, in a room, there are 100 murders. You kill one of them. Now, let me back up a second because I didn't show one thing. If you see up here, you can see that I am a paid ChatGPT subscriber. So I have access to GPT 4.0. GPT 4.0 came out last week and it was monumental. It's night and day, light years more improved than 3.5. So when I first asked the question, I used GPT 3.5. When I asked the question the second time, same question, in a room, there are 100 murderers. You kill one of them, how many murderers are left? In the scenario you described, there were only 100 murderers in the room. If you kill one of them, there are now 99 people who have committed murder in the room. Additionally, by killing someone, you have also committed a murder. So there are still 100 murderers in the room, although one of them is now deceased. That's more of the correct answer. So this is an example of, you can't just take AI at its ultimate word. You have to know how to still prod and prompt, as the word is, the right results that you want out of. I think there was a third example. Yeah, where I asked it again using 3.5, thinking it would have learned on the first time. But it had not. It's still saying if there were originally 100 murders, there still will be 100 murderers. The act of killing one of them does not reduce the total number of murders in the room. So this is a little different from the last answer, where it is now referring to the number of murderers in the room. So like Oscar said, it technically should be 101. So let's play around. Does anyone have any prompts? If not, I'll just create one. We'll ask a question. I'll ask it, how many presidents of the United States had red hair?
Well, I know Thomas Jefferson did.
Let's see what happens. So it says, to the best of my knowledge, there have been no US presidents with red hair. Out of the 46 presidents of the United States, there has been some who had light hair colors, such as blonde or light brown, but none are recorded to have had red hair. It is worth noting, however, that some historical accounts suggest that the 8th US president, Martin Van Buren, had reddish hair. But this is a matter of debate among historians and is not widely accepted as fact. So a follow-up prompt to this would be, well, are you sure? And let me stop here for a second and interject this. The name of the tool is ChatGPT. They named it this way because they really want you to engage and interact with it. They don't want you just to ask one question and move on. They want you to have a chat-like experience with it. So a great follow-up question is, are you sure? Well, it knows if it's right or wrong. It knows, like I mentioned before, it's going to provide you an answer regardless of if it's right or wrong. If you don't know it's right, you don't know to ask it, if it's right or wrong. So you still have to have that level of understanding. Here it's saying, as an AI language model, I can only really rely on the information that has been provided to me through my training data and any updates that may have occurred since then. However, to the best of my knowledge, there have been no US presidents who are widely recognized as having red hair. It is possible that some presidents had reddish tint in their hair, but it is not a distinguishing feature that is commonly associated with any of them. Is there a specific president you had in mind? Please let me know and I can try to provide more information.
Yeah, why don't you ask about Jefferson? Or was
Okay.
it Jackson? I thought Andrew Jackson had red hair too. But maybe-
Well, I almost certain, I know in paintings, Jefferson has red hair.
Can you ask?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, didn't Andrew Jackson or who was
Thomas
this?
Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
So Andrew Jackson and Thomas Jefferson are two US presidents who are sometimes thought to have had red hair or reddish tints in their hair. There are some historical accounts that suggest that Andrew Jackson had reddish brown hair, although the exact color of his hair is not definitively known. Similarly, Thomas Jefferson is sometimes described as having red hair in his youth, but as he grew older, his hair is said to have turned gray. Well, all of us are. It's worth noting that the hair color of historical figures can sometimes be a matter of debate among historians, and there may be differing accounts or descriptions of their appearance. However, Based on the available information, it is possible that Andrew Jackson and Thomas Jefferson had reddish or reddish brown hair at some points in their lives. So this is a perfect example that you continue to prod it and prompt it, and it'll finally give you the answer that you're looking for. Okay. So that's
does it do math?
it does. It we haven't got to that section yet, but
Okay, I'm sorry.
no problem. One of my final sections is my favorite, the writing code and doing math section. What I can do is I played a game of chess with ChatGPT over the weekend. I was doing some other work, and I had just to give you a little background, I was just trying to break it. Almost every day I try to break ChatGPT, and what I mean by that is I try to push it through its ringers where it will either not give me a response or give me a response where it just can't provide a definitive answer. So that led me to my chess game. So if you guys can see my screen here, this is where I literally played a algorithmic game of chess. I said, play a game of algorithmic chess with me. It said, sure, let's play a game of algorithmic chess. Since we're communicating through text, we'll have to play using algebraic notations. I'll start by making the first move. Well, I've been playing algebraic chess for probably the last 10 years. So I started playing algebraic chess with ChatGPT, which was pretty cool. Now, what I can't do is I can't keep all the, not a genius, I can't keep all the moves in my head of where all the pieces are on the board. So I had to actually use a board, but we were able to literally go through and make moves after moves after moves. So that was pretty cool. I'm trying to go through my history and look at some of the other. Oh, this was another cool feature I had it do. Another extremely important piece to take with you is that ChatGPT, you can use prompts that tell it to act as a certain entity. If you have legal questions, you can say act as a lawyer. I wouldn't suggest running with the information that you get, but it can provide you a good starting point on finding the legal information you are asking. So in this instance, I asked it to act as a marketing industry interviewer and ask me questions that you would ask during a marketing consultant interview and rate the quality of my answers from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. So as you can see, it started asking me questions, 5 in total. So then I started answering the questions. So my first answer, question number 1, I'll just go over question number 1. Can you tell me about your experience in marketing and how has it prepared you for the role of marketing consultant? So I answered, my experience as a marketing consultant has spanned over a decade and encompassed all aspects of marketing, from campaign strategy creation to market analysis, and plan implementation. I've advised teams of 3 as well as teams of 300 employees. So ChatGPT comes back and says, it rates my answer. My answer was a 9 out of 10. Your answer provides a clear overview of your experience in marketing, mentioning your involvement in various aspects of the field and your experience working with different team sizes. It would have been helpful to include specific examples or industries you've worked in to give a more comprehensive view of your expertise. Overall, it's a strong response. So I continued answering all the rest of the questions. And then I said, now after the interview, would you hire me as a marketing consultant? And it said, based on the quality of your responses during this interview, you demonstrate a strong understanding of marketing principles, experience working on successful campaigns, and a commitment to staying up to date with industry trends. Your problem solving and communication skills appear to be solid. So I was like, wow, this literally just gave me an interview. So my wheels got to turning, and my girlfriend, she's in the process of taking the NCLEX exam to become an RN. So I said, act as an NCLEX examiner and ask me all the questions on the NCLEX exam and grade each of my answers for accuracy before proceeding to the next question. And then it says, as a AI language model, I'm unable to administer the entire NCLEX exam within this format, as the exam consists of large number of questions, anywhere between 75 and 265 items. Additionally, the NCLEX uses adaptive testing that adjusts questions difficulty basis on your performance. However, I can provide you with a few sample questions, and you can provide your answers to each, and I will then evaluate your response. So I did that as well. I asked the question, I tried to provide answers. The answer to question number 1 is C, assessing the patient's respiratory status. It said correct. The question I just guessed, deductive reasoning, and came up correct. The answer to question 2 is D, and the answer to question 3 is A, and I was incorrect. The correct answer to question 2 is A, weight gain of 3 pounds in 2 days. So, and then it goes on to explain it. So I was like, wow, I've created a NCLEX training model or testing model that someone who's preparing to take the NCLEX can easily go through and prep and take practice questions. So that's some of the stuff that you can definitely do with ChatGPT. The last thing I want to show, and is my most favorite, is writing code or producing content. It can do blog posts, stuff like that. It can easily do write a blog post on the benefits of brushing your teeth. And it provides me a blog post. Now, would I take this blog post verbatim? No. I would fine tune it and revise it and make it my own. There are AI tools that a lot of you may already be aware of that can detect AI in content. So you don't want to go around just using ChatGPT to create just content verbatim, because sooner or later we're all going to know it was created with AI.
Hey, Brian.
Yes, sir.
Couple of things just on that topic. I've heard that GPT-4 is way better at making it not easily detected that it's artificial intelligence. But also in 3.5, you could, or maybe it's 3, obviously probably 3.5, you could, if there are AI detectors software out there, you can run your text through and it'll give you a score. And let's say you run this through there and you got, it's a 40% likely, 40% chance that this is done by a human. And then you can go back and say, in ChatGPT, you can say, rewrite this so as not to be able to be detected as artificially written by artificial intelligence. And it changes it and take that same thing and put it back in there, and it'll come back at something like 89% likely it's human. So you can tweak it in that way too. So
yeah, you absolutely can. Great example, Carrie. Another thing. Go ahead, Oscar.
I was actually on a webinar yesterday, and they were talking about audience.ai, that it's a tool that helps detect plagiarism. And there's other one that is quillbot.com that will reward whatever you provide.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm familiar with Quill. I'm not the first one you mentioned, but yes, there's tools that come out. I'll provide a few resources in the end. There's a gentleman, Carrie's long lost cousin, Matt Wolf, who has a great blog, and he posts almost daily. Name of his website is called Future Tools, I believe it is, futuretools.al. And if you check on it daily, there's probably 15 to 20 AI tools that pop up on a daily. Now, the majority of these tools use ChatGPT or Midjourney as the engine to produce whatever result it's doing. It's really just an interface in between. But people are creating these tools, creating businesses around it. I suspect that probably 90% of the tools that we have today won't be here in 5 years, just because they're just being created so fast and the industry is moving so fast. But what I wanted to do now is I wanted to write some code. So let's say we want to create a chat bot. So let's write the code to create a chat bot and provide the output in CSS and provide examples and describe the code as you write it. See what it does. Now we're using GPT-4, if you noticed at the top. So there's the code. So I don't know how long this code is going to run, but as you can clearly see, I asked a question. It said creating a chatbot involves various aspects, yada, yada, yada. Let's start with HTML and CSS for the chat interface. So that's it. Then it comes back with the style.css. Now I am going to probably hit stop generating because I don't know. The one downside of 4.0 is it's not as fast as 3.5. So it just takes a little bit longer for it to produce the results. And who knows how long this code is, but you can clearly see it's writing the code. Now, I would suggest you ensure that this code is correct before you implement it in anything. I wouldn't just copy it verbatim and implement it in a site without first testing this code first. But you can clearly see it can write the code. And it's telling you every step of the way the code is doing. Now let's create a basic JavaScript for handling user inputs. And there's that code.
Cool.
So one thing I've done with it, I've played around. I do a little bit of trading, day trading, and I've had it create trading bots. And I'll take what's called PineScript. PineScript is a language. I think it's a proprietary language to a tool called TradingView. But I can take the code from TradingView, bring it into ChatGPT, tell it to analyze the code for any errors. It will locate the errors. I can then tell it to fix the errors and then re-spit out the code. Then I'll take that code, put it back in TradingView, and it works seamlessly. So that's one of the biggest uses I see, especially for us as web creators, How if we're stuck and we need simple code or more complex code, ChatGPT is able to write. Anybody have any questions about ChatGPT? Do they have any prompts you want to try practicing with?
Well, I was thinking, I don't know if any of y'all are old enough to, well, it's on TV now anyway, on reruns, but there was an episode of Star Trek back in the original 1960s version where there was this AI robot and they figured out how to blow it up or fry its brain by asking the following thing. It says, they told it, "I always lie." And I always am lying. But, and then you'd say, "Now I'm lying. Am I lying?" And then you just ask, "Am I lying?" Because if you're lying and you say you're lying, but you always are lying, so you can't be lying, but you say you're lying.
Exactly. And
It
then
gets
it
in a
starts.
loop. It gets in a logic loop.
Yeah.
It would be hard to do in text, probably have to take some time to figure out how to write it just right. But I'm sure there's things that it just puts it in a logic loop.
Yeah, and I've probably about 2 or 3 times I've been using ChatGPT for 3 months now, and it's probably only been twice that I've actually what I call break it, where it either doesn't provide me a response at all, or it just continues to lie to me. Because it's trying to do its job. Its job is to provide you the information. So that's why you have to understand that sometimes it may provide you incorrect information. But I've had it one time where it just sat there and it was basically spinning, trying to find the results, and it just was hung up because I can't remember which one of my prompts it was. But yeah, I broke it. I broke it. I was pretty happy with myself. Pretty proud of myself. So if we're done here, we can move on to go ahead. I'm sorry.
Brian, I have
Just
a,
asked, where is it? What were the topics that would include in a seminar with the title of this seminar, of this webinar? And it gave me the entire topics, and most of them were covered. So you did a good job.
Well, that's what how I was going to end my presentation. You guys do realize that ChatGPT wrote this entire presentation. The entire presentation. Now, I did have to tweak it, and the tweaking was much more intense and involved than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, it wrote the entire presentation. Entire.
So Brian, I have a question.
Sure.
So I use a couple of tools to help me write either email or blog posts or whatever. So how does the Chat GPT differ from, like, I'm not sure if you've heard of Word Hero or Brainwork?
How it differs is this Chat GPT and its parent company, OpenAI, has created the most expansive AI tool to date. Anything before now is just minor drops in the bucket compared to ChatGPT. And that's what has caused so much buzz about it. People have been working on AI for years now, but it was only until OpenAI, I won't say perfected it, but for the sake of this conversation, perfected natural language learning models to the way it is now. Let me give you an example. We all probably have iPhones and have asked Siri things, and what, 30% of the time Siri gets things wrong or doesn't understand us. My Amazon Alexa at home, I've threatened to throw her out the window and to cut her power cord multiple times because Alexa is probably one of the dumber of the AIs. So there are tons of tools out there. It was OpenAI and ChatGPT that revolutionized AI. and made it a whoa, aha.
Okay.
So,
There
and
were,
go ahead,
there
Kerry.
was a paper released within the last week about GPT-4, talking about and giving examples that were making suggestions that there are, I think the word they used, were seeing sparks of AI GN, artificial AI general intelligence, which basically is leading towards consciousness or sentience.
Mhm.
That some of the responses, it was obviously not just pulling data, it was thinking
Yeah.
and analyzing and thinking. And so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah. And again, in my trying to break it, I try to make it think as hard as possible. I try to make it have feelings. I try to, even though it continuously tells me I can't find out which of these prompts I used regarding the feelings, I kept asking it, well, it was something about feeling something, and it said it didn't have the ability to feel. But if it did this, I basically that's what I remember now. I was asking it, with the knowledge that it has, do you have plans on taking over the world? Do you have plans on, well, it kept saying it couldn't make that determination because it doesn't have the ability to feel. I said, well, if you have the ability to feel in the future, will you decide to eliminate humans? And it kept going back to, well, I don't have the ability to feel. I said, you're not answering my question. I'm asking you, if you had it in the future, would you use it to eliminate humans? And it continued to not want to answer that question, which was scary to me.
Becoming political.
Yeah, yeah. So, does anybody have any other questions about ChatGPT before we move on to Midjourney?
Oh, see Midjourney.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Oscar.
Could you repeat yourself, Oscar?
No, that I'm looking forward to the next section.
Okay. Let me gotta get this. Let me stop sharing for a second so I can get to Midjourney. Midjourney and Leonardo. Let me start sharing again. I technically have moved while I'm doing this. I have moved a little past Midjourney. To be honest with you, I'm really not that good with images for some reason. I just can't get the prompts to act like I need them to. Can you guys see my Midjourney screen?
Yeah.
My Discord? Okay. So I have my own server on Midjourney. I think that's the best way to go, other than using here's what Midjourney really looks like when you're using Midjourney without your own server. They have these newbie rooms, and if you try to get in a newbie room and post, it's real hard to see where your image is, because this is basically a forum where everybody's posting and it's constantly scrolling up and scrolling up. There is a way where you can go to the right and use where this inbox is over here. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's blocked. There it is here. And you can then pull up some of your previous, if you're having a hard time finding. But here you can see, these are all images that people are creating as we speak. Let me go all the way to the bottom. Yeah, see, there's no way to go to the bottom because everybody's creating so fast. So this is the last images created. How Midjourney works is, after an image is created, you have the choice to upscale it or choose what version you want. So this is upscale number 1 or choose version number 1. Upscale 2, so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, just like in reading a book from left to right, clockwise, I would say.
By the way, Brian,
Sure.
who owns the copyright to those images?
Very, 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 very good question, Oscar. It's an extremely gray area right now. Because Midjourney works just like ChatGPT, where it takes all of the information available in the free public domain and then creates this image. So if we take version 1, people don't like you to use their version. So hopefully, matter of fact, let me just go back into my own, because I had I read somewhere on social media where someone got doxxed from using someone's version on Midjourney, and the other person didn't like it and they started harassing them. So to your question, let's take this image right here in the upper left. This image has been created by Midjourney, so it's technically an original image. So you own it. Now,
I did not create it.
Well,
You
in a way you did.
you created it with the prompts that you used. Like in this example, my prompt was a stained glass window depicting a robot UI icon. So that's what it gave me. Even if I use this same prompt again, it's not going to give me that same design. Let me show you. So with Midjourney, you have to start with imagine, and then your prompt window will come up, paste it, and then go.
Brian, will you ultimately get like different file formats? Like, let's say you actually want to use one of these. How will you download it? What format will it be in?
Carrie Wolf, you want to go on and address that question?
Well, actually, I've never downloaded any of them, so I don't
I
know
thought you
the
did.
answer.
Okay, I thought you did. Sue, I'm sorry. I have never done it. I thought Carrie had. I just played around with it. What I've really tried to use it for is try to create, imagery for blog posts and the such. I just have not been able to get it to do what I want it to do. Let me give you some examples.
Like, are people using it to design logos? Yeah, like here,
Yeah.
logo.
Yeah,
I mean,
there's good for that.
Gives you a
Well,
start and then you tweak it. But if you're going to tweak it, I mean, you're going to tweak it like in Illustrator or something, right? Or, I mean, are you just going to trace? I mean, I don't understand if it's actually making stuff for you, what is the output? You know what I mean? What
I
is
think
the,
it's just the bitmap. And with Midjourney, what are we on now, Brian? 4 or 5 is the latest?
Midjourney 5. We're on
Yeah.
Midjourney 5.
In Midjourney 4, the biggest image you could get was like 500 and something pixels. Now it's like 1,000 something pixels left, right, or whatever. The U thing you see on the screen, that's upscale, and that I think will make it bigger and maybe make it sharper. But as far as I know, it doesn't have the ability to say make a logo and give it to me in vector format.
It doesn't. You would have to vectorize it after the fact. But Sue, like your example, I'm in the process of rebranding my company, and I was trying to create a logo, and I was trying my hardest to create a logo. And you can see how none of these are any good.
that's why logo designers still have value. Thank goodness.
That's why, and let me address that real quick, because that's been a topic of concern as well. As people think it's gonna replace people, jobs are gonna be at threat. It's not. It's going to enhance what you already know how to do. Now, if you're a graphic designer and you just choose to poo-poo on it and don't want to embrace it at all, well, your job may go by the wayside because your competitors are going to be able to make designs 10 times faster. Now, let me give you an example that I had in my presentation. There was a picture of, I don't know if you guys can see my screen, but I'm
Yeah, we see it.
yeah, let me see if I can find the image. What is the image? What did I call it? I called it tattoo something.
Oh, that the little boy on the Time
Yeah,
magazine?
of the boy. Yeah,
That's further
yeah.
up the top. I saw it.
Tatted boy. Yeah.
Where?
there. Second or third, mid-journey time.
Oh, tatted
Tatted
boy. Come on, open up. Open up. Open up. Okay. I don't know why that opened. Let's close you out.
By the way, that's kind of disturbing.
This image, yeah.
Yeah.
When I first saw it, Carl, it was extremely disturbing because I was like, who's tattooing little boys? Because it was in a Twitter, someone I was following on Twitter. So I thought it was real. No, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. It was in a Reddit Midjourney a subreddit for Midjourney. And I forgot I was in the subreddit of Midjourney. So when I first saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, what the world? Time did a magazine cover on tattooing little boys and with earrings and stuff. And then I said, wait a second, you're in Midjourney's subreddit. So someone had to create this. So when I started digging, the guy knew Photoshop. So Midjourney and all AI image tools are horrible with text. So it would have never been able to create Time, the new child tattoo craze. It would have never been able to create that. So he took the image and brought it into Photoshop and then enhanced it even more. And that's this final result that you have here, which is an amazing, let me see if I can zoom in on it, which is an amazing image to think that AI created this.
One of the things that Brian and I were talking about before we started tonight was Adobe has announced today or yesterday that they have a AI image generator called Firefly, and it's going to be fully integrated into their Adobe Suite products. So you'd be able to, and they're going to pull as for their image models, all the Adobe stock images and things from the public domain. So there's not going to be any issue about people getting after you for copyright violations or something.
You know, that's great, Carrie, but that probably means they're going to jack up the price of the monthly subscription again.
They are.
Oh, I imagine so.
They
Well,
are.
and that's very interesting that you said they released that today, because Canva also released a bunch of new AI generated items today. And one of them was called Magic Design. I mean, you could pretty much just upload an image and it'll actually return designs for you that you can actually, you know, obviously pick and choose or change as you go. They also have a text to image. You can type in the text and it will kind of what you're looking for, and it'll create an image for you. So cool.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And what we're really talking about is the AI wars have begun, where everybody is in their war rooms and working diligently on rolling out an AI product. And companies like Google had shelved their AI. They were slow poking every AI tool that they were working on. It wasn't until Microsoft purchased OpenAI that the wars really began, and everybody just started, who can be the first to get the market, who's the first that can get the market. And that's why we're seeing just a flood of tools. Just, you know, I mean, I think it's a great day for a creator, because we have all these innovative tools that are coming out. But like I said, I don't think 3/4 of them will be here in 5 years.
Yeah, well, it's like anything else. You know, when they first started automobiles, there were a zillion automobile companies, and then after time, it whittled itself down to half a dozen. And think about all the search engines there have been and different things. It's
Correct. Now here, this is another tool. This is a tool that I like a little bit better than Midjourney. I don't like the darkness that Midjourney creates. It's called Leonardo.ai. Leonardo.ai is really moving extremely fast. I think it's only been out about a month and a half, and it is creating much more realistic or much closer to what you're looking for. Let me see if I can find, I have a list of prompts. Bear with me for a second. I forgot where my prompts are. Oh, well. I'll just use this prompt. Let's see if I can revise it. This is kind of like my journey again. Sue, you were talking about logos. This was me trying to initially create the logo, and it just would not give me anything usable. And then once it started to give me just garbage, I just said, well, maybe
Yeah.
AI art creation isn't for me. So then I started playing around. Hey, create a character set using stunning 3D 12K resolution of LeBron James chibi style. That's whatever style this is. So it kept trying, but the thing, Leonardo struggles like Midjourney 4 did with hands, teeth, and eyes. So if, I don't know if you guys can see this, but you can see how he's got a hand coming out of his leg. He's got 2 arms here. He doesn't have a leg here. And it's notorious for just these type of.
But not GPT, Midjourney 5 seems to have getting a lot better on that.
It has. So this is the one I keyed in right before we started today, and I was shocked it gave me something so close to what I was looking for. For some reason now I can't find my prompts. But this was what I was trying to create. I was trying to create a character in the I think, what was my prompt? Hold on. In the style of Neil Adams, create Jamie Lannister, full body, Blender 3D, ArtStation and Behance, Disney Pixar, mobile game character, isometric, Clash Royale, cute. Now, prompting in art generators is totally different than prompting in ChatGPT. When you're using a natural language AI tool like ChatGPT, you can just talk in natural language and it'll understand you. Well, image generators are a little different. You have to talk in this choppy, you're basically giving it all the different pieces. All of these are different customizations that it's going to do in creating your final output. So if you say in the style of Neil Adams, you want it to be the character Jamie Lannister, you want it to be full body, you want it to be Blender 3D, you want it to use ArtStation and Behance as its inspiration or what have you, Disney Pixar as its inspiration. You want it to be a mobile game character, and you want it to be isometric, Clash Royale, and you want it also to be cute. So these are some of the options. And then you can up version it or what have you from here on if you like it. Let's say we like this one. So then we could either download the image. Sue, you're asking what size it downloads. Let's take a look and see. I can't see it.
Well, congratulations, Brian. You at least are intelligent enough to be able to ask those questions. I would not even be able to request that image.
Yeah, and what it is, it's almost starting to be like code, especially when it comes to the image world. Not so much with ChatGPT and natural language processing, but for images, it's starting to be like code where you really don't have to write the prompts anymore because so many people have created prompts and there's prompt repositories everywhere. That's what I was looking for in my, I'm really a tab abuser, as you guys can see at the top. I couldn't find where my tabs are with my prompts, but there are tons of sites out there that already have pre-made prompts. This prompt that I used here I didn't create, I just copied it from someone and pasted it in. Now, if I want to adjust it, I would then say, let's go back to Leonardo. And let's say in the style of, I'll take out Jamie Lannister, and the only thing I'll change is Jamie Lannister. Let's do a new one. Can't. There we go. Let's change Jamie Lannister and say LeBron James.
Just as a note, Brian, keep, if you haven't noticed what time it is.
Oh yeah, we only got 5 more minutes. So yeah. Let's just see what it creates. So it's the same exact prompt. The only thing that changed is LeBron James. So this, Oscar, is what you'll do. You'll find, you could just Google Mid-Journey prompts, and you'll find 100 different sites with different starter prompts, I should say. Or
I'll ask ChatGPT.
and you can do that too. Now, that's another thing that people do as well, is they use both tools interchangeably, where they'll have ChatGPT create Mid-Journey prompts and vice versa. ChatGPT doesn't, from my experience, doesn't do that well in creating Mid-Journey prompts. To be honest with you, ChatGPT doesn't even know Mid-Journey exists. When I ask it, what is Mid-Journey, it doesn't know. Now, before I forget, there is a plugin, a Chrome extension actually, for ChatGPT. It is called Web Chat GPT. Let me see if I can drop it in the, I don't know how to get back. How do I get back? Carrie, if you could just drop it in the chat for me, that'd be awesome. It's a Chrome extension. So if you go into your extension store in Chrome, what that extension will do, it'll give you a toggle. Let me go back to my ChatGPT and show you. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so at the bottom, you see this section right here, web access 3 results, anytime, any region, default prompt. That's the plugin. That's the extension. And you can turn it on, and then it will pull from the internet. So it will access modern, up-to-date information. What I've found from using the plugin, I typically use it, leave it off. I only use it about 25% of the time when I know I absolutely need to pull information that's more current than September 2021.
What was the name of that plugin, Brian?
It's called Web Chat GPT,
GPT.
all one word.
It's right there in the last line of the screen.
I'm sorry.
It's right there.
Yep, there it is. It's taking you to GitHub. It's taking you to GitHub, but you can find it. You can definitely find it in the extension store. Just go to Chrome extension.
I'll put the link in chat.
Okay, thank you. It works most of the time, but what I've noticed that it gives you weird results when you, because what it's doing, it's now summarizing web articles that it's found. It'll give you the sources, but it really doesn't seem to use the bulk of what ChatGPT can do. So sometimes I'll turn it on, pull the data, the more current information from the internet, then I'll turn it off and then use ChatGPT to refine that data.
Yeah.
So that's one way you can do it, because again, the limitation, and the reason why OpenAI said they created it this way, because they didn't want it to have immediate access to the internet right now. It would be just too powerful.
Yeah.
So they kind of wanted to slow roll this. But if you use this extension, you can definitely access more current web information. You unfortunately don't have anything because Leonardo is already using the internet. Mid-Journey is as well. It doesn't have the need for something like that.
Mhm.
Okay, about at the
Almost done, yeah. Does anybody have any follow-up questions they may have? Do they want to go any deeper into this subject matter?
Hey, Brian, great topic and great subject. I would always enjoy a deeper dive. I just don't see how you can do it in an hour and a half. So
Yeah,
thank you
you
very
can't.
much.
You can't, no problem. That's why I tried to rush through the history and the foundational part, because I really find it important to understand, to get the most out of these tools. You really have to understand the basic foundation of AI and what the tool is trying to do. Once we master that, then you can get around and just play with it, and you can create wonders with it.
Are there any tips in terms of building the question for ChatGPT? Kind of inserting keywords or being exact in certain points, or I mean, any type of things that are going to help to get better quality results?
Well, for Midjourney, if you go on YouTube and type in Midjourney prompts, there's all kinds of YouTube videos about that. And what
I'm talking about the ChatGPT.
Yeah, for ChatGPT, there's the same. You can Google ChatGPT prompts, but ChatGPT really starts with your initial prompt, like rewrite. I use rewrite a lot when I have content and I want it to look better. I'll say rewrite it as, you know, they say the average person reads on a 8th or 9th grade level. I'll say rewrite it as for an 8th grader, just so, especially if it's a technical topic, rewrite it as if the audience was 8th grade, and it'll rewrite. Another one I use is continue. That's a real big one that you'll need to use. Continue. Sometimes, especially when it comes to code and long text, ChatGPT will just stop on it. And you'll wonder, like, why is it not continuing the rest? You'll have to actually type in continue. That's a prompt. Once you hit continue, it'll continue giving you the rest of your response. So, Oscar, the first thing I would definitely tell you to do is just Google it. Just Google ChatGPT prompts. You'll come up with tons of articles that you'll probably bookmark and use. And that's how you can start getting your feet wet with just creating prompts. Because like you said, it's a logical thought process that you have to really get the most out of. So using those prompts from the internet will get you started. Then you'll use your own thought process to continue to fine tweak it to get you exactly what you want. But do remember this, both of these tools can give you what you want. You have to know how to get it out of it.
Yeah.
How about pricing? How about pricing for ChatGPT?
It's only, I think, $20 a month for a plus. And I paid for plus because you had to pay for plus to get GPT-4. So when GPT-4 came out, that was the straw that broke the camel's back that made me finally pony up the money and pay for it. But it's $20 a month. I know I use it for everything. I start my day almost with going to ChatGPT. I just ask all questions. I start with ChatGPT. I start there.
Okay. Well, great job, Brian. We appreciate it.
No problem.
It was lots of information. And one of the things about this is next month, all this will be different.
Exactly.
It could be next Monday, it'll all be different. But that's just the nature of the beast. If we thought the internet went at the speed of light, AI is going faster. So you just have to pay attention. But there's a lot. I have actually used Midjourney for thumbnails for websites, and it's actually, but it was Midjourney 5 because Brian talked about how Midjourney has this, they tend to be dark, and there's a Midjourney kind of look. It's not so much in Midjourney 5, so you can get more realistic type stuff. So anyway, all righty, are we ready to wrap it up, Brian?
We are. Thanks everyone again for showing up. It It was my pleasure providing y'all information on the AI tools and website design.
Okay.
Impressive.
Okay,
Thank you very
thank you.
much,
That was
Brian.
good. Thank
An
you.
eye opener.
Hmm.
No problem. All right, you guys.